This is my complex informative speech starting. Here is my audience.
Yep, that's me.
Now I'll start the speech. This picture that I have here is this is actually a stem cell under the microscope, and that's what it looks like when it's all close up. I know you can't really see anything from it, but you know, it's just a nice visual representation of, you know, that this is actually a real thing. It's not something that's, you know, made up. Now, imagine that you were in a car wreck, and in this wreck, your spine gets damaged, and you have to you have to go to the hospital, and you know, the doctors tell you that you're not going to be able to. Well, they can't even tell you anything because you're in a coma, and there's nothing they can do for you. But with these stem cells, there is something that could be done, and that's what I'm going to explain today. And I'm going to explain why some people think they shouldn't be used. And the first thing that you need to know is why the stem cells are so important. What a stem cell can do is a stem cell can be made into any other type of cell in your body, which means that it can be a liver cell, it can be a heart cell, a brain cell, it can be any of those things. So you know, it potentially it could replace any of those cells that get damaged. And according to the book Stem Cells for Dummies, it explains that that they can be differentiated, it says, into all these different cells, and it's basically like just a chunk of steel that can be like forged into nails or an engine block. You know, it can be different things, but it's you know, it's a chunk of steel for your body to be molded into these different cells. And then you have it's really just an awesome thing. But now the reason that people don't like these is because there is one place in particular that they come from, and that is human embryos. It really, for any type of animal, you need the cells from the embryo of that animal, which for humans is going to be a human embryo. Now, when you extract those cells from the embryo, that kills the embryo. So now there's, you know, a lot of people say that that an embryo isn't a life, and that, you know, it's not fully born and things like that. But the fact of the matter is that it is a living unit of cells, and to remove the stem cells from it destroys that. So that is and that is according to what can be found at medicine.net on the stem cell controversy. So that is what makes it so controversial. I mean, you know, going back to the car wreck scenario, you know, You wake up from your coma, and the doctor tells you that, well, your injuries were so bad, we had to use stem cells to fix you. That was the only thing that there was. And it took embryonic stem cells. Well, you know, it's you would have to think, well, how would I feel? You know, how would you feel if that had happened to you? But also, you have to think, how would you feel if you were the parent of that embryo? So it's a very difficult decision. And, you know, it basically comes down to taking a life to save a life. And that's just going to be a hard choice no matter, you know, how you look at it. And that is what makes stem cells so controversial. So, and that's all. Thank you.
I got a ton of questions.
You do.
Yes.
Well, you have.